Hello everyone, and welcome back. Thought I'd do a quick update video on the Powerstroke Diesel after the other couple videos that I posted, and reading everybody's comments and all the horror stories about it. I was getting a little bit worried and really didn't trust the truck. And so there was a couple times that I was actually driving. I had two problems with it. When I would drive it, there was two times that I was at a stoplight, and when it turned green, I took off and it was like no power, and then it blew black smoke pretty good coming out of there for, I don't know, 50 feet or so, and it's like it had no power, and then all of a sudden the smoke would be gone and it was just fine. So of course I went in online and I looked it up, and what could that be? And like everybody kept saying, with that Egr valve can cause so much trouble. So I went ahead and pulled the Egr valve. Okay, so as you can see, that thing was clogged. If you know what one of them is supposed to look like, that lower part, both of those sections are supposed to be wide open, shiny clean. So anyway, I went ahead and cleaned it, put it back in. Didn't have any problem with the blowing smoke or anything like that. But I had another problem, and it happened 3 times, twice here at the house and once when I was getting fuel, where I went to start it, and usually, you know, with a gas truck, you basically turn the key and it fires right off, and diesel does take a little bit more time. But I would let it turn over for, I don't know, it seemed like 20 seconds, maybe 10 seconds, nothing. Shut the key off, and I had made sure that everything had heated up, my light was off, so it was, you know, time to start it. Turn the key again, nothing. Shut it off. I mean, it would turn over, but it wouldn't start. And then the third time, turned the key, fired right off. So it was like, all right, I have got a almost 15,000 pound motorhome that I'm going to be bringing down to Louisiana in, you know, about 2 weeks from now. We're looking at 3 weeks then. And I need to get the oil changed anyway, so I'm just going to bite the bullet. Took the truck in, said I want you to go through the truck. I want to make sure that it's going to make it. Go through it, check everything out. So they went into it, and immediately they said you need to put an Egr Delete in. So I said go ahead. They put in an Egr Delete. They ran a test. Water temp was fine. Couldn't find anything that said that the head gaskets were leaking. But the oil temperature was running around 250 degrees, which was way off. So they suggested a new oil cooler, because the Egr valve, apparently, I don't know, it all clogs together. So I said go ahead and put that in also. And then since they were in there, these Fords have an intercooler pipe that's made out of plastic that likes to blow, so they have metal ones now. They put one of those in. So anyway, I went up there, picked up the truck, started right up, it ran kind of funny actually. It shifted kind of weird because, you know, they cleared everything on the computer, so it didn't really know what was going on. It was driving great by the time I got home here, which is probably 15 miles. Pulled it up into the driveway, had it parked right here on the side of the driveway because I was going to do some work on the travel trailer here that I'm going to be bringing down south. And I'm sitting there, and actually it was a 60-degree day, 63 degrees or whatever, so I'm sitting there, I got the air conditioning on, I'm talking to Melissa on the phone, so I just let the truck run. And I'm sitting in there talking to her. All of a sudden there's a beep, and I look down and it says low oil pressure, and I'm like, well, exactly what I said I'm not going to repeat. But it was like, are you kidding me? So I shut the truck off right away, and then start it back up again. Oil pressure pops up. 10 seconds later, oil pressure drops down to nothing. 5 seconds later, the low oil pressure light comes on. And, you know, to be honest, I was pissed. So I started it one more time and did the same thing, and I just let it sit. And this was like on a Friday, Friday. So I had to wait all weekend. And then called them up on Monday or whatever, and then they said to bring it in. I said, well, can I drive it? And talking to them at the diesel shop, they said, look, if that truck runs, if you can start it, and it's running fine, you can drive it, because if the oil whatever was out, it would not run. It wouldn't run good at all. You would know it. So anyway, I drove it up there, and I was scared. I almost towed it anyway. But anyway, I brought it up there, and then they looked at it, and they had to replace the oil sensor. That's all it was. So then I went up there and picked it up again, and then it ran just fine. I mean, again, it shifted funny, but I knew that they cleared. I don't know if they take the, you know, battery cables off or anything, but usually my little info thing, it runs about 14.8 to 15 miles per gallon, and both times when I picked it up from there, it was down to like 9.2, and then it slowly went up. So it shifted kind of funny, but by the time I got back here, it was fine. And then last weekend, then drove it all the way up north, which was 4-hour drive, and the ride home took over 6 hours. Thing ran like a top. Starts all the time. It's just been beautiful, and I finally have some trust in the truck. After I got back from that 6-hour drive home from up deer hunting, which some of you have watched that video already, I got out here and I come in because now I'm plugging the truck in, and the whole entire grill was completely covered in ice. So like I said, now it's cool enough, so I'm plugging it in. Looks like it's about, what, 23 degrees right now Fahrenheit here. It got down last night to about 18. I have not started the truck in, it's been about 25 hours right now. So let's see what happens. I do get kind of nervous every time I do this that it's not going to start. That little, the heat up thing sure does heat up fast when it's plugged in. Started right up. Love it. I was surprised after I got it back and looked inside that right where that Egr valve is, how big that thing is that they put on there to do the Egr Delete. And like I think I said already, I did have them change all the oil, fuel filters, all the filters, just had them go through the whole thing. So spent a little bit of money, but a lot of peace of mind, I think. And now if it runs real good for me for the next couple of weeks, I won't have any trouble pulling that travel trailer down to Louisiana, and at least trusting that it'll make it. Okay, everyone, well, thanks a lot for watching. Probably let this thing run for 20 minutes or so before I shut her down. And see you guys on the next video.